Hello everybody, it's me Gator-Roo, and welcome back to another episode on the Minecraft map making series. I'm going to continue showing you guys how to make a Minecraft map. So let's go ahead and get started. Today I'm going to be talking about how important it really is to flesh out your Minecraft map and fully understand what it is you're trying to make. Because if you don't actually know what you're trying to make and you start like making a parkour course and then like, oh, I'm going to make a puzzle map now. And then you're like, but I built this giant parkour course, so what do I do with it? Well, I'll just make both. Well, some cases that actually works out where parkour and puzzle maps work together, but if they don't fit the theme of your new idea, then you just have to get rid of everything. So it's really important to think ahead, because if you don't, chances are you're going to make something that you don't really need. So like right here, this map that I'm making right here for the sake of this video and just because I think it'd be an awesome map. The goal is to protect the cats from waves of enemies. That is the general concept of this entire map. So I got that down, now I can build off that idea. Like I said in the last episode, the enemies would come around here and it's like a tower defense. You have to protect the cats in the middle. How you say? Well, using weapons such as bows, potions, and tridents. But yeah, you can also probably create some custom weapons, like maybe have a piece of cocoa and then you throw it on the ground, and then if Minecraft detects that that's on the ground, shut up cat, I'm trying to talk. If Minecraft detects that that's on the ground, it'll hurt mobs within a certain radius, and once it detects it on the ground, shut up, I'm trying to talk. Once it detects it on the ground, it could start a timer, and then once the timer's up, it'll get rid of the item, so it don't only last for so long. So something like that. I mean, you don't necessarily have to use the pre-made weapons in Minecraft, like the swords and the bows and stuff. You can actually get creative if you really wanted to, but this map is probably going to be a little bit simpler, and I'm going to stick with bows and probably potions. Another thing you really need to be thinking about is where you're going to be housing your command blocks. You can't just have them out in the open where everybody can see them and stuff. If you did that, it wouldn't look as good because it kind of would ruin the feel and the aesthetic of the whole map. So what I typically do is I make either a custom world or I put them somewhere in the spawn area. So like, let me explain. Typically, if you have a new world, you spawn in a random chunk. Now you can tell what chunk you're in by looking at the X, Y, and Z over here. Now, what chunk you spawn in is considered your spawn chunk. If I press F3 and G, you can see the chunks. This right here is a chunk. I think it's 16 by 16, and it goes all the way from the world height to the world bottom, which is at Y level 0, which is the very, very bottom at bedrock. So this is considered a spawn chunk if I were to spawn here. This chunk right here will never despawn. So whatever is in here will constantly stay running. Unlike the chunks way over there, which haven't loaded in yet, but will load in when I get closer to them. Yeah, that's kind of disorienting. But if I get closer and closer, you can see that the chunks are starting to spawn and generate in kind of way out there in the distance. Well, the spawn chunk will never go away. It will always stay loaded. So you can put the command blocks there in a spawn chunk, and then the command blocks will always run no matter where you're at in the world. So what I typically do is I find the chunk where I want to house my command blocks. I build a little protective area depending on what I want to make it out of. In this case, dirt is a fabulous choice. Look at that dirt right there, so beautiful. Totally, you choose a command to save time. Anyway, oh, I filled it, dang it. Voila, beautiful dirt, so magnificent. This is where I would have my command blocks. So, let's say this is the chunk I want to keep them in. It's right on the border of a chunk, so that means it would be inside of this chunk right here. The command blocks inside of this chunk would not despawn. So what I would have to do to make this my spawn chunk, I would type set world spawn. And then I would pick the coordinates which I'm at, and then that's my spawn chunk. These will never despawn. So now this can be my spawn area. Typically you wouldn't come out of this. You wouldn't come out of this area right here because this is where the mobs would spawn. So you would stay right here. So in this case scenario, you don't really have to hide it too well because no one can leave this area. Typically most maps have an open area, so you want to hide them somewhere you wouldn't really find them, but somewhere you can easily access. I love how I used commands to make this thing and now I'm punching it. I guess it's more satisfying to me. Done. Oh crap, there we go. Grass block. So now that we know where we're gonna put our command blocks, we need somewhere where we start our world. So once you download this map, if you were to publish it, you have to have somewhere where all the new players that play the world start. Now, in some cases, you don't need one. If it's like an adventure world where you have a bunch of storyline and stuff, you kind of already have like a hometown or something where you start. In this case, it's not too obvious where you're going to start. Like, you could start here in the middle, but there's not a lot of place to put descriptions or instructions of where to start. So what we're probably going to end up doing is making a separate spawn room, either underground or somewhere tucked away where you can't really see it from inside of there. So I'm going to make a little spawn room just to show an example. So give me a second. All right, so this is kind of what the spawn room would look like. It's a very, very simplified, dumbed down version of it, but it's a general room where you can't escape. It's got something in the middle. Well, this is just how I prefer to do it, but something in the middle of significance, and then signs where people will notice them. So like right here, welcome to Protect the Kitties. Protect the Kitties, made by me. Protect the Kitties. It is your sworn duty. Do it or they will run away. No. So yeah, this is a very, very simple way of making a spawn room. This is where you'd like spawn when you join the world, and everyone else who joined the world after would spawn if you made a multiplayer map. So what you could do is you could have a command block somewhere, probably where you designated all the other command blocks. Pick where you want to spawn. So I want to spawn right here. Find the block. TP. So a command like this will teleport all the players to this block facing this way. So if I input this command, it'll teleport me right here looking at the cat. So let me see, if I would do it from over here facing straight down, it'll put me right here. So I can copy this command with Control A and Control C, paste it in here, and now what I could do is set up a mechanism to trigger whenever you spawn at a certain area to teleport you right here. For some reason in Minecraft, if there's a block above your head where you set the spawn point at, you will not spawn where you put the block at. You will spawn above it if there's a block above you. So you need to have a command block teleport you to that specific block if you have an enclosed area. But I'll get on that in a different video. For now, we don't need that. And this is just a very simple spawn room that you can easily make. It's nothing special. I would probably spend a lot more time working on a spawn room. This cat has no AI, so it won't move ever. I encourage you to make a better spawn room than this, but this is just a very simple way of having an area where you can all come together before the game starts. So now that we have our swanky spawn room, now we have to plan out the general design of the map. That kind of leads back to what we talked about at the beginning. But now that we know the general concept is defending the cats from the mobs, we kind of have to point out exactly what essential functions are going to be in the map. So for this map, I want to have it where as you progress through the map, you earn points from killing the mobs. And I'm going to have it where you can access a shop. I don't know how to get to it yet, but there's going to be a shop where you can go buy new and better weapons, maybe some enchantments. Depends on how deep I want to go into it. But eventually you'll be able to get really, really good loot to defeat the harder bosses and mobs as they come along. So that's a very key component in this map. So it's good to have that planned out before you start making the map. But like all the mobs are the same difficulty and you want to start with the same weapon. That could get a little bit repetitive. So it's nice to have change of pace where you get harder mobs and better weapons. And always leave room for improvement. If you make a map where it's confined to too specific of an idea, so if I were to have this where you only fight zombies, and I made it where it says zombies incoming on a title screen like this, like that, zombies incoming. See, now I'm confining myself to only fight zombies because I've made a command system to initiate that text whenever something happens. So like whenever the next wave starts, I'd already had in my mind that I was only going to fight zombies. Well, what if I decided later on that I was going to fight spiders and zombies? Well, it would say zombies incoming and spiders would be coming, and it wouldn't line up. So you have to kind of leave a good bit of leeway in your builds to improve upon. Now that's kind of a meh example, but I made it where I decided I was going to make 10 levels for a map, or even I think it was 12. Well, that was a lot more work than I thought. So it was a little bit more room for improvement than I wanted, but I was able to cut them out because I had so much extra room for improvement. So I was able to change a few things around the map so that it seemed like I had intended that there were only supposed to be 10 levels or less or whatever I had set, instead of the original 12. Because I didn't make it where it said 12 levels everywhere, or make the name of the map like 12 levels of awesomeness parkour, I didn't bind myself to making 12 levels no matter what. I made it where I could work with it, you know what I'm saying? So always try to leave room for improvement. I hope that didn't confuse you too much. But yeah, those are some very important things you should probably be working on right now before you try to make your map. If you've already worked on that and you kind of already have a really good idea of what you're gonna make in your map, go ahead and start working on it. Build out some basic designs for a map. Like this wall right here, probably gonna make this a little bit bigger than it already is. It's kind of small, but anyway, we're gonna go ahead and jump to me working on this map, because I kind of have to do a little bit of off-camera work in between each episode if I want to finish this map by the time the series is over. So we're gonna go ahead and cut to me building this map, a little bit of it. I don't know how much I want to do, but it's gonna be a speed cut through the entire process of me working on it. So I hope you guys enjoy it. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys, well, at the end of this video. Woo! Okay guys, oh crap. Alright, that's it for today. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please do leave a like. Let me know if you did learn something down in the comments. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say and know what you guys learned from this video. Also hit that bell icon to be notified every time I upload a video. And I'll see you Gators later. Goodbye! I'm going to explain how important it really is to have your Minecraft map fully fleshed out and understood what you're trying to make. So if you don't fully flesh out your Minecraft, what?